Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to Thrive, where I believe you were not created to survive, but to thrive. And if you change yourself, you can change your world. I'm your host, Alex Sagat, and welcome to our last episode of the year. I can't believe this is the end of the year. I want to say a big Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all of our Thrive family. Thank you for being part of this journey over the last few months. We're getting ready for season 3. In fact, we're going to be taking a break for the next few weeks and coming back toward the end of January, February, and excited to kick off Thrive season 3. Got some more friends that I'm going to be interviewing, got some guests that are going to be coming back, plus talking more leadership. I want to thank you for all of your subscriptions. Thank you for all of your following. Thank you for all of the comments. Once again, this family continues to grow because of your support. So I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. This literally started as a way of me just reaching everybody in our church community. If you don't know, I'm a pastor in South Florida of a church called Calvary Church. I believe it's the best place on the planet, best people on the planet. And we did staff meetings all the time, still do. We have team meetings once a quarter, but obviously it doesn't go out to the entire church. Not everybody can attend. So I wanted to start it that way. And now we have a growing family, and there's people telling me they watch it in different states and different parts. And so I just want to say thank you. Thank you for every time you share it on your social media, every time you put up a clip, share a clip, send it to somebody on a text. It really helps our channel to grow. So I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. A lot of things coming in 2025, God willing, a lot of plans, a lot of dreams, and we'll start to talk about them as the year goes by. And so I pray that you have the best time this holiday season with friends, with family. And I want to finish this last season 2, with this last episode. Today, let's talk a little bit more about leadership. Today, it's kind of a twist of some things that I've shared with our staff. Some of the stuff I got from different pastors that I've heard, whether it's Pastor Craig Rochelle or Chris Hodges. Today, I titled this episode, I Quit. I Quit. I am done. And I want to talk about 7 things that I've quit. 7 things that I've quit. Today, maybe you're watching, and you're watching because you want to be a better leader. You're watching because you want to go from good to great. You're watching because you lead an organization, a family, a marriage, a home, small business, big corporation. Whatever you lead, you're a leader somewhere and you want to continue to lead. I hope that's our attitude all the time. I don't claim to know everything. In fact, most of the stuff that I'm sharing, I've learned from other people. I want to be faithful to pass it on to our leadership team, to my friends, to my family, and hopefully it can help you. And you do the same, turn it around and teach it to somebody else. But I never want to arrive. And so anything I'm always attending stuff that I can continue to learn. And so I want to quit certain things in my life. I've decided to quit certain things in my life. And my prayer is that today, wherever you are leading, you decide to quit them as well, because it will make us better. And Pastor Craig Rochelle would say, when a leader gets better, everybody gets better. So I want to continue to be better. I want to continue to believe and pray that you're going to get better as a leader, as a friend, as a pastor, as an organization leader, whatever you do. My prayer is that you continue to be better. So 7 things I quit as we close 2024. As we close 2024, 7 things I quit. I want to talk about them and hope that they help you. Let's talk about these 7 things for the next few minutes. Number 1, I quit being egotistical. I quit being egotistical. In other words, it's not about me. It's not about me. Pastor Brian Houston would always say, what I'm a part of is bigger than the part I play. What I'm a part of is bigger than the part I play. This is not about me. For example, in our church, it's not about me. It's not about Diana. It's not just about a certain person. It's all about Jesus. This is Jesus' church. This is his organization. It's not about me. It's not my ideas. It's not about me. This is all about the big goal. It's all about Jesus. People seeing, what's the big goal of your company? What's the big goal of your marriage? What's the big goal of your relationship? Is it love? Is it God? Is God at the center? Is it to be more united? You got to have bigger goals than just about me. It's just about what I want. No, there should be a vision that unites everybody. When it's all about us, that separates everybody. I want to bring unity into everything that I have. And so we need everybody healthy. And so it can't be about me. So I quit being egotistical. Doesn't have to be about me. My name doesn't have to be attached to everything. I don't need to be a part of every meeting. In fact, there's already so many things going on in our church. I can't be a part of everything, and that's okay. Pastor Craig Rochelle, one more time, he says you can choose one out of two things. You can either choose control or you can choose growth. If I wanted to choose control and be a part of everything, we'll never grow. But if you chose growth, then you got to let go of control. It's not about me. I quit being egotistical. We have so many things going on in our church, and I'm so excited about it. 2025, 2026, 2027, so many plans that we have already, dreaming, praying, strategizing. Many of those I'm not even a part of anymore as far as week-to-week meetings, my decisions. Now, like, you got to stop being egotistical that it has to be about you, what you want, your way, what you say. You will never be a great leader if it's all about you. Let's go into 2025 saying, I quit being egotistical. I quit this thing having to do all about me. What I say, what I demand, what I do. Choose growth. Hey, let your kids make some decisions. Let your wife make some decisions. Let your husband make some decisions. It's not about us. It's not about us. If you go through this life thinking it's all about me, you're going to find you will be stuck. You will be paralyzed. You'll cut off blessings from your life. I quit being egotistical. Number two, I quit being a narcissist. I actually heard Pastor Chris Hodges say, the attitude of your heart is more valuable than the talent in your hand. I'm going to say that one more time. The attitude of your heart is more valuable than the talent in your hand. Quit being a narcissist. I don't want to be a narcissist. Like, you know, if there's any areas, I'm always asking my wife or people close to me, like, hey, if there's anything you see, like, help me. I don't want to become so self-absorbed, egotistical, or a narcissist. Just because I think I'm talented or skilled or gifted in a certain area. Don't be a narcissist. Nobody wants to be around a narcissist. Nobody enjoys being around a narcissist, right? Just because you have incredible talent, an incredible skill set, incredible giftings, that doesn't matter. What we say at Calvary is the attitude of your heart is more important than the talent in your hand. I'd rather work with somebody that I can teach them a skill set, but they have a better attitude than somebody who has a horrible attitude, but has all the skill sets. I don't want to work with somebody like that. They just have a terrible attitude. They're narcissists. It's all about them. They think they are God's greatest gift to humanity. That's never going to make you a good leader. That's never going to make you a great leader. That's not going to make people want to hire you. That's not going to make people want to work with you. That may work short term, but definitely not long term. In the long term, you end up losing more than winning. And so for us, I always tell people, I'm so glad God gave you talents and gifts. He's given us all that. But remember, attitude is more important than gifting. And so stop being a narcissist. I quit. It's not about me, and it's not about my giftings or my talents. It's not about it's unity. It's unity. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But I quit. I don't want to be a leader that's all about me. That's all about what I say. That it's all about I'm the only one that can speak. I'm the only one that has talent. No, that is not true. Right? I want to have a good attitude. I want to have a positive attitude. I want to have a unifying attitude. You want to be a better leader? You need to have a different type of mentality. You need to have a different type of spirit. And so I always believe that you need to be a person that says my attitudes will be different so that our team can be different. Our organization can be different. Our marriage can be different. I quit being a narcissist. I may have some incredible skill sets. Yeah, that may be true about you. But guess what? Your attitude will take you further. Number three, I quit being selfish. All these things are very much tied in together, and you can string them all along. I quit being egotistical. I quit being a narcissist. I quit being selfish. What we say here at Calvary is that in all we do, we represent Jesus. In all we do, we represent Jesus. Always remember, wherever you go, you represent something bigger than you, right? So for example, if I'm out at the mall, people may recognize me. Somebody may recognize me. Be careful how you act. Be careful how you talk, because I represent Jesus. And so I can't be selfish. I got to be careful when I'm driving, when I'm ordering, how I treat people, because I represent Jesus in all that I do. In my actions, in my word, it's no longer about me. I have died. Paul writes in the book of Galatians, I've been crucified with Christ, and the life that I now live, I live by faith in the Son of God. It's no longer me. I represent Jesus in all that I do. You represent your marriage everywhere that you go. You represent your wife. You represent your husband. You represent your kids. You represent your family. You may represent your church. You may represent your organization. You may represent your corporation. That's why many times now, different organizations and corporations, they start checking your social media now before they hire you, because they want to see if you represent their values. So you got to stop being selfish, because it's no longer about you. I now represent this company that I serve, or this organization that I work for. And so today, CEOs, they will go into your social media. They will check out your Facebook page, your TikTok, your Instagram, because they want to see if you're going to be an employee that holds their values. So at Calvary, we say we all represent Jesus everywhere that we go. So I quit being selfish. It's no longer about me. Maybe in my selfish attitude, I didn't want to be, give up space in a lane. Or maybe I didn't want to be the last one in line at the grocery store. Or maybe I wanted to have the last say, but I quit being selfish. I quit. And so I get ready to go into 2025. I quit being a narcissist. I quit being egotistical. I quit being selfish. What I'm a part of is bigger than the part I play. The attitude of my heart is better than the talent in my hand. And in all we do, we represent Jesus. Number 4, I quit being negative. This is a good one. I talk about this all the time, maybe because I'm naturally somewhat optimistic, but I quit being negative, and sometimes I can be overly optimistic. Maybe I got to be a little bit more of a realist is what the Anna tells me. But what we say at Calvary, and again, Pastor Brian Houston used to say this all the time, is have a spirit and heart that says, yes, we can. I quit being negative. It's been now a few years where I go into meetings saying, okay, we're going to have some problems. We're going to have some oppositions. We're going to have some things, some difficulty, some challenges in carrying out an event, a strategy. But let's always have in the forefront of our mind, yes, we can. We can do this. We can do it. Have that type of attitude. We can do it. We can do it. I'm not going to always go into meeting. We can't do this. No, there's no way we can do that. We're never going to be able to do that. We can't carry this out. Not this year. No, that's not us. No, we're not prepared. Okay, all of that may be true. I'm not saying it's not true, but always add the but. Okay, maybe not this year, but what about if we do it early next year? Maybe this event is too much for us right now, but what about if we start raising up a team? I want to stop being negative. I want to go into 2025 positive, faith-filled. I quit being negative. I quit being negative about my marriage. I quit being negative about my kids. I quit being negative about the company that I work for, the organization that I'm a part of. I quit being negative about my family. I got no time for negativity. I'm going to give people the benefit of the doubt. Giving people the benefit of the doubt is way better than always being spiteful of people, always thinking bad about people. Like, you just live a freer, bigger life when you give people the benefit of the doubt. You know where your boundaries are. You know where not to let people in. I'm going to have boundaries, but I'm not going to live always looking at my shoulder. I'm not going to always live talking bad about people, always saying no, no, no. I can't live that way. I'm going to go into 2025 free. I'm going to go into 2025 free. I quit being negative. I want to be positive. I want to be faith-filled, hope-filled, grace-filled. I want to be the person that says, yes, we can. We can have a better marriage. We can have a better marriage. We can have a better family. We can have better kids. We're going to do something different. We're going to do something better. Let's change the dynamics in our family. We're not always going to be dysfunctional. God is for us. God is with us. Come on, go into 2025 with a faith-filled attitude. I quit being negative. Oh, come on. When man says no, God says yes. God is for me. God is with me. God is not against me. So I'm not going to look at the problem. I'm going to look at problem solutions. I want to talk with solutions in my mouth. Number 5, I quit being a complainer. That goes with negativity. Just being a complainer. Pastor Brian Houston, again, would say all the time, unity is more important than my opinion. Unity is more important than my opinion. This is something I've had to be careful because in marriage, you learn that marriage is all about death to self, right? You now are married to your best friend, and unity is important there. And sometimes you may think that something is right. Your partner may think that something else is right. And so you've had to learn to die to self. And you know what? Fine. If that's what you believe, that's what you think, let's do that. And we'll come together on an answer. And then if I'm not careful, I would have agreed, but then I stay complaining. But I don't think that should have been right. I mean, I still think this. And all I'm doing is I'm adding negativity, complaints, and I'm actually bringing down the unity. I'm destroying the unity. I quit being a complainer. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. I know there are some miserable rides, but let's make the best out of our journey. There are some times where the ride is going to get bumpy. It's going to be long. It's going to be difficult. But our attitude can make it way harder, way more difficult, way more challenging. We were in Costa Rica several weeks ago. I got invited to preach at an incredible church, Iglesia Maná, down there in Cartago in Costa Rica. And it was awesome. We were being just awesome time as we were being introduced to different people in their church, introduced to their team. But we had a 3.5 hour journey to get to that church. It was a long ride to get to the church. And I remember sitting in the back of the car. I was in the back of this long van. It was up and down mountains, winding roads. If you know anything about that, you get car sick really easily. I had my laptop open and I was going over the message. It was in Spanish, and so I'm going over a set of words. And I remember I can complain. I can complain about being car sick. I can complain about so much. And something just happened where I was just like, I'm not going to complain. I quit complaining. I'm going to make this ride amazing. And I decided let's just start having fun. I'm going to have a good spirit. I just got an opportunity to preach in my father's land, in my father's country, in my mother's country, to go back to the country where they left many years ago and preach. I'm going to look at the positive, not the negative. I'm going to look at what God is doing. What an opportunity. I could have sat there for 3.5 hours complaining, I'm car sick, oh my God, when is this going to stop? That would have never added anything. Unity is more important than my opinion. And so this year, go into this year saying, I'm going to grow. I'm going to quit being a complainer. I'm going to quit being egotistical. I'm going to quit being a narcissist. I'm going to quit being the type of person that is selfish. I'm going to quit being negative. I'm going to quit being a complainer. Number 6, I'm going to quit being envious. I'm going to quit being envious. There's another phrase that I like. There will always be words of encouragement in my lips and in my heart. I'm going to say that one more time. There will always be words of encouragement in my lips and in my heart. This is values that we hold highly at Calvary. We're not going to be envious of another leader. We're not going to be envious of somebody else that gets an opportunity. Let's always cheer somebody on. Let's always encourage somebody. Always praise. Give a hand clap to somebody that got an incredible opportunity, did a great job. I'm going to quit being envious. I'm not going to have words of negativity and division in my mouth. I quit being envious. As you get ready to go into 2025, maybe there's some people in your life that got more opportunities than you, got more blessed than you. Whatever it is, your words can get in the way. And so stop being envious and always let encouragement be in your heart and in your lips. I want to get around people, and I want people to say, man, when Alex was in this room, he encouraged. I left better when I met with Alex than when I walked in. Right? Because my heart is just always going to be one to lift people up. I want to find something good about them. Maybe it's something they're wearing. Maybe it's their hair. Maybe it's something they said, their vocabulary. Encourage somebody. Man, your skill sets are amazing. You know what you can start doing? Give them ideas. But quit being envious. Quit being the type of person that can't give encouragement. Anytime anybody else speaks at our church, when they get off the platform, I'm always encouraging them. That was amazing. Maybe later on I'll say, hey, there's a couple things we could fix here, all that. We're all trying to get better. But hey, that was incredible. That was an awesome message. That was an incredible offering opportunity. That was the way you did the announcements, it was great. I love this. Let's work on this area, but this was incredible. Why are you what stops you from giving encouragement? That speaks something different about your heart. Stop being envious. I quit. I want to go into 2025 not being envious. And usually the greatest weapon against that is being generous. Be generous with your mouth. Be generous with your praise. Be generous with your lips. Be generous with your heart. Encourage, praise, break off that envious spirit of your life. Tell somebody, you did amazing. That was phenomenal. Hey, can I encourage you? That was wow, that was awesome. I quit being envious. And number 7, I quit being entitled. I quit being entitled. What we say at Calvary is it's a privilege to serve God. It's not a right. It's not a right. The platform is not my right because I think I'm skilled or God gave me a gifting or God called me. It's a privilege. To serve God in any capacity is a privilege. It's a privilege to be married. There's single people that want to be married. There's people that today wish maybe you're complaining about being single. It's a privilege to be in that season of your life where you continue to grow and learn, and God's giving you more opportunity, whatever it is. Like it's a privilege to be a mom. It's a privilege to be a father. It's a privilege to be an employee. It's a privilege to be an employer. It's a privilege to still have a mother or a father. It's a privilege to still have family. It's not a right. And so you discard people and discard things around, like discard positions and time. No, you're not. I'm not going to be entitled. You're not going to be entitled in 2025. Say, I quit. 7 things I quit this year. Last one, I quit being entitled. It's not I should. The Apostle Paul says, I gave up my rights, 2 Corinthians chapter 9, so that people know the gospel. It's not about me. It's all about God. It's all about Jesus. You want to go from good to great as a leader, quit some things in your life and start some things in your life. What are you leaving behind this year? What are you quitting in 2024 that you're not carrying over? In fact, I would encourage you, maybe you're in your car, in the gym, or at work, maybe take a few moments, grab a journal and say, I'm going to quit something. I'm going to quit being a complainer. I'm going to quit being envious. I'm going to quit being egotistical. I'm going to quit being selfish. I'm going to quit being entitled. Some of the things we talked about today, what are you quitting? Leave some things behind. I want to finish with this story. Several years ago, I believe it was 2016 or something like that, maybe more. I joined the CrossFit gym for a little bit. I was going to CrossFit. I think I ended up going for like somewhere around 4, 5, 6 months. And we were working out all the time in this gym. One of the coaches, he was extremely fit, extremely healthy, or appeared to be, just a really nice guy. He said something one day after one of the classes. We were all hanging out, and he shared that every single year he cut something from his diet. So, for example, he said, well, yeah, last year I gave up eating cake. This year I'm giving up eating fries. In fact, this upcoming year or something like that, I quit drinking. So, and it's not that he quit it for a year. We have a friend in our church that quit stuff for a year, and it's really good, and it's a good practice I'm trying to do. But this coach actually is like, no, like I'm leaving that stuff behind. I'm not drinking soda anymore, or I'm not eating fries anymore. Like I'm cutting certain carbs out of my life, and just started cleaning up his diet, and he had been doing it already for certain years. And that spoke volumes to me. And I'm like, you know what? There's certain things that I got to stop maybe eating. There's some things in my diet that I got to clean up. And then I started thinking, not just physically, spiritually. What are some things I'm going to quit that I don't want to carry into my 40s, 50s, that I don't want to carry into my 60s, that I don't want to carry into my 70s or 80s? What are you leaving this year? Write them down and say, I'm going to be a leader, a great leader. I just don't want to be good. I want to be great. I want to be a leader who thrives. This past year, it's been almost now, I think, 11 months since we started this podcast. My prayer is that you've gone from a good leader to a great leader. Or maybe you weren't a leader and now you are a leader. My prayer is that you just don't survive through life, get by, but that you thrive. And as you go through all of these podcasts, you begin to thrive in all the areas of life that you may be leading in, a home, a business, organization. My prayer is that you would thrive. As we finish and wrap up season 2, what are you quitting this year? What are some negative things that you are leaving behind so that you can start 2025 with a clean heart, with a big mind, in God's big grace field, saying, Lord, I'm going to believe. I'm going to trust. I want to be part of what you're doing, your story. And so become a better leader, a leader who thrives, continue to learn. Leave some things behind. 2024, I quit certain things. In 2025, I'm believing God for the best. Because remember, if you change yourself, you can change your world.